ghosts and ghouls. Warlock Boo here. How many of you have a favorite childhood memory of a TV show? How many of you just loved an old TV show and have such fond memories? Or maybe memories of the show scaring you just a little bit? Well, your memories may not be completely true. Not just because of nostalgia filters, but are you sure that show even existed? Are you sure that show wasn't all in your mind? Or maybe it did exist, and so many people remember it, but at the same time, couldn't have. This, my friends, is a story that is perfect for your questions. This is Candle Cove by Kris Straub. Enjoy.
Does anybody remember this kid show? It was called Candle Cove, and I must have been 6 or 7 years old when it first started up. I never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ireton at the time. I don't remember which station it was on, but I do remember that it was on a weird time, like 4 p.m. or something like that. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 1972. Candle Cove. Was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. Ah, yes, okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kinda scared of him, though. He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls, really low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll, looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station it was on, but I don't think it was WTSF, though.
Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean. Sky Show? I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple of months in 71, not 72. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove, and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughingstock, and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily, and there were call-up music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jade or Jalila or something like that. Think it was Janice, though.
Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the Laughingstock in Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a wooden smiley face with the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had an awful Edwin voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Skyshale? You have to go inside. Mike, I got a chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go in, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was, and the camera would push in on the Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With his two eyes askew and that flopping foam jaw and the fishing line that opened and closed it. It just looks so cheap and awful.
I honestly thought the villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when the show was on. Nightmare fuel. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache. That was the villain's sidekick, Horace Horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he only had one eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette, the Skin Taker. I can't believe that what they used to let us watch back then. Jesus H. Christ, the Skin Taker. What kind of kid show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen. When the Skin Taker showed up, he just descended out of nowhere on his strings, just a dirty skeleton wearing this brown top hat and cape, and his glass eyes that were too big for a skull. Christ almighty!
Wasn't his top hat and cloak all sewn up all crazily? Was that supposed to be children's skin? Yeah, I think so. I remember his mouth didn't open and close. His jaw just slid back and forth. I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the Skin Taker didn't look at the girl but at the camera and said, "To grind your skin." I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory. A bad dream I had where the opening jingle ended and the show faded in from black, and all the characters were there, but the camera was just cutting to each of their faces, and they were just screaming, and the puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically, and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it.
I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that episode.
No. That's not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally just standing in place, crying and screaming for the whole show.
Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember what you described. They just screamed. Oh God, yes. The little girl, Janice, I remember seeing her shaking, and the Skin Taker screaming through his gnashing teeth, his jaws craning so wide, I thought it would come off its wire hinges. I turned it off, and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on.
I visited my mom at the nursing home today. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kids show, Candle Cove to be more specific. She said that she was surprised that I could remember that, and I asked her why, and she said, "I used to think it was so strange that you would say, 'I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove now, Mom,' and you would just tune the TV to static, and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show, didn't you, sweetie?"
So, my ghoulies, that was quite an imaginative show they were watching. So, what did you think of that? Was the show real? Was it not? Tell me down below. And if you want to hear more from my collaborative partner, he goes by the name of Shadow Reader. I got a link down below, and if you like lost episodes, he does plenty of them. He even does a few with Patrick Star from SpongeBob reading them, and they're just hilarious. I'd suggest you check his channel out and leave him a like and a message saying I sent you over there. But until then, until next time, this has been Warlock Boo, hoping to be spoken y'all later. Bye.
I found you!